Nandlal was a well-known moneylender in the village. He opened his strong box and took out a gold chain. Just then, his wife Champa stopped him from behind.
Where are you going with all these gold ornaments?
Out of my way, Champa. Will you please leave me alone? Let me go, or something terrible might happen. Come on, get lost off my way.
What has happened to you?
Why do you care? It's my gold. I'll do what I want to do.
I want you to give that chain back. And if you're so eager to give things away, then give them to me.
Champa tries to snatch the chain from him. Nandlal pushes her hard. Her head hits the table. She cries out in pain as blood starts dripping from her forehead. You have made my life hell. I have more important things to do than answer your endless questions. Understand? He storms out with the chain. Champa, trembling, slowly gets up. She touches the blood on her forehead, eyes filled with pain, and silently follows Nandlal from a distance. This is Sheetla Devi, the woman everyone calls Bholi Amma. She ran a small shop called Sheetla Pakode Bhandar right in the middle of Leelapur village, whether rich landlords or poor carpenters. Everyone loves her pakoras. How are you, Amma? You were not here yesterday? I came twice and had to leave empty-handed. Quick, give me a plate of hot fritters. I have been craving them since yesterday.
Yes, my boy. Wait just a minute. Every fritter I make has someone's name written on it. Take yours.
Wow, these are magic, Amma. They taste so good. I could eat even the plate too. Just then, Dharampal arrives. Hey, Chaudhary Sahab. Leave some for me too, huh? Amma, I heard Chaudhary sold 2 of his fields in a very cheap prices yesterday. Bad business, huh? Amma, make me 2 plates. Your fritters are gold. Pure gold. I can't go a day without them. Can't wait anymore, Amma. Give me quick. Just then, a 7-year-old little girl, Tara, came.
Grandma.
What happened?
Grandma, can I have some fritters? I haven't eaten anything since long.
Do you have money to pay for them?
No, Grandma, I don't have money. Please just give me a few.
Tara gently tugs at Sheetla's sari with her tiny hand.
I am very hungry, Grandma. Please give me.
Sheetla Devi becomes furious, kicks her leg sharply. The child is thrown back and falls on the ground, crying uncontrollably. People around are shocked and stand still.
All of you eat quietly. And you, girl, don't you dare show your face here again.
The crowd nervously sits back down and resumes eating, as if nothing happened. The little girl, still sobbing, runs away. She approached her father.
Papa, I am hurt.
Hey Tara, how did you got hurt and why are you crying?
Papa, I wanted to eat fritters, so I asked that old woman to give me some fritters, and she pushed me. And she also said bad things to me. Chaudhary uncle was also there.
If you wanted to have pakoras, you could tell me, Tara. Why did you go there? Anyways, but she did wrong by pushing you hard. She came to the village recently and behaving with villagers like this? And that too with children? Let me approach to Panchayat. Next morning, at the Panchayat, everyone gathers, which includes Tara, Balaram, Chaudhary Dhirendra, moneylender Nandlal, and Sheetla Amma too. Balaram speaks furiously. This is not the culture of our village. This old woman had hurted my child badly, and that too on a very small thing. Today she did it with my child. Maybe tomorrow she repeats it with other villagers too. We should not tolerate this nonsense anymore. I request you, please give me justice.
Son, what are you saying about me, the old woman? See, Do I have this much of stamina that I can do such things? I sell some fritters so that I can live somehow. Please don't blame me like this, son.
Do not tell lie, Amma. Calm down, Balram. I know this has not happened in our village in the past. And something like this has happened, then this is really wrong and your anger is right. But I wanted to come to a conclusion only when I listened to both the parties. So calm down and let me listen to the Amma as well. Chaudhary and Nandlal, I want to listen to you now. Yes, Mukhya ji, we were present that time. I was also there at that time, Mukhya ji. So Nandlal, tell me what has happened that day.
Yes, son. Now you will tell him what exactly happened that day.
Mukhya ji, this Balaram is speaking nonsense. He is unnecessarily trying to defame Amma. She is a person with a very good heart. That day, Amma gave 2 plates of pakoras to Tara. She ate the same and then returned back to her home. That's it. Balaram himself is a thief. He has no right to stay in this village. Yes, throw him out. Balram, is this right? Are you trying to defame this poor lady? Since it is quite evident from other statements. Balram, I am giving you a warning. Since this is your first mistake, I am forgiving you. But next time, I will not leave you. Now come on, apologize to Sheetla Devi. And do not waste time of Panchayat anymore. Today's Panchayat is over now. The situation of Leelapur village becomes suspicious. There is something which is hidden but is not coming out. Soon it becomes dark. Urmila Devi, wife of Chaudhary Dhirendra, sits sadly near the window. Moments later, Dharampal's wife Preeti enters.
Where is Chaudhary Sahab? He is gone after Amma again. I don't know since when he has become so crazy about her fritters. My husband too. He comes home late every night now. Strange behavior these days. I don't understand. Secretive, restless, and it all started after that stall opened.
My husband is the same. Did you know? Yesterday that old woman hit Balram's little daughter Tara in front of everyone. Her father took the matter to the village meeting. But Dhirendra, he lied. He said it was the child's fault. And then touched that woman's feet. And then left with her only.
What? He lied, Chaudhary Sahab.
He has never hidden anything from me ever. But now, why is he hiding this from me? Moreover, he never looks away from me. But now, he won't meet my eyes. He is not talking to me. There is something wrong, Preeti. Something terribly wrong. They all are hiding something from us. I think that old witch has enchanted them all.
You are right, Urmila. None of this seems normal. We will have to find out what is she really up to.
Urmila, Preeti and Champa, whose foreheads still bandaged, quietly sneak near Sheetla's home. From a distance, they see Sheetla's lying lazily on a cot in her field. Around her, Chaudhary Dhirendra, Dharampal, Nandlal and other village men work like her servants. The 3 women stare in disbelief. They knew their husbands well, but what they were seeing was beyond imagination.
Chaudhary, go and milk the buffalo.
Without a word, Dhirendra gets up and starts milking the buffalo.
Oh God, at home he's never lifted even a cup. And now he's milking her buffalo.
Dharampal, go, water my fields.
Without a moment, Dharampal runs towards the fields.
What's going on? Why are they obeying her like slaves?
And you, Nandlal, my house needs repair. And it's too hot, I want a cooler. Get your cooler and fix it in my house. Also, bring all your jewelry from the safe. And yes, wash my clothes first.
Yes, Amma. Nandlal bows his head and softly starts washing Amma's clothes. All the men are cleaning, sweeping, and polishing the house like servants. Champa can't contain herself and confronts Nandlal.
What are you doing?
Hey, don't you know? I love washing clothes. Amma had ordered me to wash her clothes, so I'm doing it. You just get lost.
Leave all this and come with me. Let's go home. What all are you doing? Hey Nandlal, do you like eating washing powder?
Yes, Amma, I love powder. Let me eat it.
Amma, please stop him. Look, he is eating the washing powder. For God's sake, he will die. Please, Amma, stop him.
Champa immediately left from Amma's house. Now all of them understand that there is something suspicious in Amma's house.
Now I understand everything. Those same ornaments, he pushed me for that gold. The point isn't what she's making them do. The question is, why are they doing it? Something is terribly wrong. Tonight, we find out exactly what she's up to.
Night falls. All the men leave her house, tired and silent. Three shadows, Urmila, Preeti and Champa, stand near the doorway, quietly waiting. Once the last man is gone, they tiptoe closer. Fear runs through their veins, but they peek inside. Sheetla lights her stove and begins cutting potatoes. The oil sizzles. Just like before, the sound of fritters frying fills the room. They whisper silently.
Here, everything looks normal.
Suddenly, Sheetla opens her cupboard and pulls out a black cloth stitched with red triangular symbols. She picks up a bunch of lemons and green chilies too, circles them thrice over the tray of fritters, and starts muttering under her breath. Her eyes gleam unnaturally bright.
May all men obey my command.
She sprinkles grey ash over the fritters and covers the tray with the black cloth.
It's done. Now anyone who eats these fritters will do exactly as I say. Chaudhary, Dharampal, Nandlal, their land, their wealth, their lives, all will belong to me. And soon the women too, the entire village will be mine.
Chotu enters with 2 lemons. Amma, then you'll be the biggest mistress in the land. And I'll give orders to all your slaves.
Yes, everything will be mine. No one will be able to stop me. Fine, you give order to the slaves. Oh God, she's trying to enslave the whole village. All our men have become her slaves. Not anymore. Tonight we'll make her eat her own poison.
Sheetla picks up a fresh fritter from the tray, closes her eyes, and blows gently over it. The women charge in. Urmila grabs Sheetla's wrist. Preeti holds her tight from behind, and Champa snatches the same fritter, forcing it into Sheetla's mouth. Sheetla screams. Her eyes roll upward. Her body trembles violently. Black smoke rises from the enchanted cloth, swirling in the air.
No, this is not possible. Now you will tell truth to everyone. You'll go to each and every house and you will tell how you enslaved everyone. Then you will burn your stall with your own hands and leave this village forever. Yes, I will confess everything. Please let me go.
The next morning, the entire village gathers in the square. Sheetla Devi confesses it all. Then, in front of everyone, she walks to her stall, pours kerosene, and sets fire to it. As she stares blankly, defeated, and leaves the village forever. From a distance, Urmila, Preeti, and Champa watch quietly. They were exhausted, but no fear. Only victory glows in their eyes. The spell is broken, and their husbands will never look away again.